we have Studio Series Overload here. As you can see here, he's pretty big. He takes up most of my review station here. Overall, quite a nice figure. If we take a closer look at him here, move all around, he has this part for Devastator. More details down here on the legs here. Does have these heel spurs to keep him standing up. Overall, looks quite nicely. So then we can get into the posability here. Has a ball joint at the head, but it's a little limited. Only look up and down mostly. He has a rotation here at the arm, kind of almost 2 elbows here and then these claw sections at the end do rotate here. These sections, they do rotate at this point, and sort of an elbow joint here, and they rotate on this section, and they can move around as such. Coming down to the legs here, well, I forgot to talk about the shoulders here. There's this section which can move it forwards and backwards, and then there's this section which goes to form Devastator's top part of his legs here, and saying that it is a pretty tight joint here to keep Devastator standing, but you can move it around. The legs here, they can rotate forwards and of course rotate backwards that far. Then he does kind of have a little bit of a knee, and then he does have an ankle pivot here, but that's mostly for transformation. Overall, a pretty nice figure, and stands up pretty well for his size, and he is pretty heavy too, but still the feet there do hold him up. So now we can get into the transformation. First off, we come to the back here, and we're gonna want to take this section off and put it off to the side. Rotate this claw section down and kind of just untab this section from back here. Just extend it out like that. Coming to the arms here, first off I'll take a look at these smaller claws. You want to rotate them around and tab this part into right behind the wheel here. Just maneuvering all of that into place to tab it in. Then we can push it back into this section. Then you can kind of straighten out both of these sections. Coming around to the back, you look, it's pretty straight here. Of course, doing the same thing with this claw here, tabbing it in and compressing it down into the little cavity here. Taking these arms here, you want to rotate them and then fold the wrist backwards here, and then you want to get it into this port here. And we will do that with the same side here. I mean the other side here, sorry. Of course, rotate that wrist backwards. And, never mind, you want to put this tab into the lower hole closer to this part here. So, putting this there, then we can rotate both of these around and then straighten them up like this, and then collapse them down here as such, and then we can tab this section together, making sure everything's aligned. Then we can come down to this bottom section here. You want to fold down his head here, then come to the feet, fold both of these sections down here, fold the heel spurs both in, and kind of just push in these knee kind of things. Then we come to here, rotate these around, and tab them together here, so that you get them mostly straight here. And then everything, you can take these wheel sections, rotate them around to here. Then you can take this section here, you want to tab this into there, forming the cab, and kind of just get it in there so it kind of fits in. And then lastly, we can fold down the wheels here, completing his vehicle overloads vehicle mode here. And lastly, for this part, there's two little indents on either side here, and there's two tabs here and here. You want to squeeze just a tiny bit so that it slides in. And there we have overload here into his vehicle mode. Overall, I like it. Pretty much coming to the bottom here, there's pretty much just all of his vehicle mode parts down, robot mode stuff down there. It does have this wheel rotates, this one, and this one, so all three wheels rotate, and it can rotate relatively okay when it wants to, but doesn't roll all the time on the surface, such as my own that I have here. Off camera there, I tried to fix some of it, and here we see it rolls a little bit better here. So, now we can get into his combined form. So, we take this part off and just toss it for the side for now. I'll show you how to put it onto Mixmaster when we combine Devastator up. So, first off, here we have overload, and first off, we flip these wheels back up on each side, and kind of just take this part off, leave it in some way, then untab his legs here, and then we just leave that. Then we come and split apart his legs here. We can extend them and rotate them all the way here. We want these kind of sections facing forwards and ratchet them down like this. Coming to the back here, we unpeg this, flip it around, and then do that on the same thing on the other side. Then for these sections, we want to extend them like that, like in robot mode. And then this section you push out on, and that fills out the leg here a bit. And then coming back to these sections, you tab them into the higher up port there, and there. Then we take these sections and rotate these around so that the kind of bed of the truck is facing forwards, just making sure everything stays in its spot here. And here we have overload here in his combined form. Overall, this is a pretty nice figure, pretty big, and that'll be it. I hope I'm not missing anything. Well, if you like this video and would like to see more like it, subscribe, maybe turn on the bell, I don't know, do whatever you want, and goodbye.